Coming out and I want to kind of start off by saying that we're going to get this program right. I'm committed to that. We have taken. Thank you. We are moving in the right direction. Just unfortunately, we're not moving fast enough in the right direction, and to my standards and to our staff standards. But these guys are they are working extremely hard. We had the best 2 weeks of practice that we could possibly have since early fall camp coming into last week, and so. The way that we played, especially offensively, was not any indication on the way we practiced. Our guys are competing in practice. It has been very spirited in practice, and these guys are giving us everything they got. And I'm very proud of our players. I'm very proud of our guys, and they're giving us everything they got. It's just unfortunate right now that we get times the ball's not bouncing our way, and and as I tell our players all the time, the easy thing to do in life when things go bad is quit. That's the easy thing you can do. And I said this to them Sunday night. I said that there may be people in your life that things got tough and they quit on you. And so that's the easy thing to do. The hard thing to do is to pull yourself back up, get back up, and move forward. And we all know we're going to fall at some point in our life. It's what we try to teach our kids and my two kids in particular, that not everything's going to go the way you want it to go. But you're going to fall at times, but just make sure you fall forward. Because if you fall forward and get back up, you've at least made a little headway. So we've fallen forward a few times this year, and we're getting back up. And these guys are making headway. It's just unfortunate that we're having to play one of the toughest schedules in the country this year. We're going to wind up playing 5 or 6 top 20 teams in the country. Half of your schedule just about being a top 20 team. Teams that have beaten us coming into last week were a combined record of 31-3 with 4 of those being undefeated. And so that's just the way it is. But it's not about the opponent. Our biggest opponent is SMU, and we've got to keep SMU from beating SMU. And so that's been our challenge, and that's how we prepare. That's how we practice. And when we get to the game, you create your own luck. You create your luck by playing hard, and how hard you play, and how smart you play. And those things we can't control, and those things require absolutely zero talent. And so our guys are going to continue to play hard, as they have, and we're moving in the right direction. Our staff is working harder than they've ever worked. We're not changing what we do. Our guys will be up there, our staff will be up there tonight till about 1:30 or 2 in the morning getting ready for third down, and we'll be back out there tomorrow morning ready to go, back at work tomorrow morning. And so that's just what you do. And our guys appreciate that. Our guys are working extremely hard, and I'm very proud of our players. We've got an opponent coming in this week that we're both trying to battle for the first conference win. This is a team very familiar with, obviously coached up there for a year and recruited a lot of these seniors that are on that roster. Coach Montgomery has done an unbelievable job. This is one of the high-powered offenses in the country. They're ranked 8th in the country. They're in the top in scoring. They're one in the tops in scoring. Actually, they're the top offense in scoring under 2 minutes. And so when they do score, they score fast. They're very aggressive. They throw the football. They're the #1 team in our conference in passing. And so they've done a really good job defensively. From a defensive standpoint, they've been very similar to us in some regards. They're playing exceptionally hard, and their guys are giving them everything they got. And it's been they've been battling. They played a very tough Memphis team last week, and it was close there all the way up to late third quarter, early fourth quarter. But we've got our work cut out for us, but we got a home game. And as I was speaking last night over to a fraternity house, because again, you're 1-6. The common thing to do is just, try to hide and try to stay out. Now, we're not changing who we are. All right, I'm out speaking to more people right now than I spoke to when we were 0-0, or when we were, after we beat North Texas. I'll be out this Thursday giving golf cart rides to our student body, encouraging them to come out. We're not going to back down from who we are, because we know what we're doing is right. We know how to win. Our staff knows how to win. I know how to win. And we're going to continue to stay the course and stay the process as we change this culture. And so we need our fan base to come out here Saturday night and to support these guys, because they are working exceptionally hard. And they're taking care of business both in the classroom and on the field, and how hard they're playing. And that's all I can ask right now as a head coach. And the wins will come. The wins are a byproduct of doing the right things. And we're going to continue to do the right things, and we're going to continue to recruit the right way. We've got 23 guys committed in this class, which is remarkable as you look across the country. And I'm excited about where we are right now. I'm excited about the handprint that these seniors can leave over the next 5 games. It's a 5-game season, and our seniors are going to leave their handprint in this program. And it's the younger guys' job to help send these seniors out on a positive note as they leave their handprint in this program, as we begin to flip the whole process and this whole program in the right direction. And so it's a 5-game season, and at the end of 5 games we'll reevaluate things, and if we're good enough, we're good enough, and if we're not, we'll go to the next step. But with that being said, I'll open up for questions, and I know a lot about a lot of these kids. We got several coaches on our staff that coached at Tulsa, but again, we've got an opponent that's after the first conference win, just as we are. So, questions?
Pass the microphone and identify yourself and your outlet and ask them.
Bill Nichols, Dallas Morning News. Coach, you picked 21 freshmen, I believe. Does that surprise you at this point? I mean, what did you expect coming in?
Yeah. I think in our media day early on, I was anticipating probably playing 13 to as many as 15. That's what I was hoping. We're one of the top teams in the country in playing freshmen.
The last couple of games, and what do you think of the energy?
I thought our energy level the past 2 weeks have been really good. The one that really concerned me was the week of the James Madison. That was very alarming, the first half, to the point to where we addressed it immediately, and it has not been a problem since then. We've had great energy, even East Carolina. You're up 23-7 quick, and it's carried forward for the last few games. So our energy level has been good. Do I see guys taking ownership in that? I do, absolutely. I see guys taking ownership in the fact of wanting to leave a positive imprint on this program, and that goes our seniors, and so I don't anticipate that being a problem. That's something we've addressed, and again, that takes zero talent. And so we're not going to let it drop. We're coaching as hard right now, if not harder than we're coaching when the season starts. You play on adrenaline early on, but at the same sense, these guys are learning valuable lessons in how and what we expect. We got better the last 2 weeks. Now our outcome last Saturday didn't show that. It didn't. But from a coaching standpoint that's there every day and in that building every day with them, we got better. These guys are understanding how we want them to practice and how we want them to compete. And again, none of that takes talent. So again, they're doing what we're asking them as far as just the energy level.
Coach, what challenges does the Tulsa defense present this weekend?
Well, they do a good job of disguising their coverages. They're one thing that they're doing defensively that their safeties have. Matter of fact, they've got 2 safeties that have been very, very much so involved in the run game. They're very aggressive, and they've got several guys that they rotate a lot of guys up front. They try to keep them fresh. And again, you're going against a defense that's they see the same type of offense, the tempo that our defense sees, and so a lot of similarities when it comes to that.
Coach, South Florida last week, a lot of moving around, a lot of zone looks on defense. What they did on defense prevent you guys from establishing a rhythm on offense all game?
Yeah. Coming into last week, we knew that their defensive front four was the best part of their team. And not only that, but they had great depth to go along with it. They were very fast on the back end. In the secondary, I thought they tackled as well as any team we had or we've played. We won. We didn't win many one-on-one battles. And what I mean by that, when we get the ball out in space, they did a great job of one-on-one tackling us. And those are things that when you do, you got to win some one-on-ones out in space. And but they thought they tackled really well. Thought they moved their front. I thought they had a great push on us from a pass protection standpoint. They had maybe didn't break through quite as much, but they affected us in the passing game because they were able to get a push. We had some breakdowns in our pass protection early on, third play of the game, with our running back missing a pickup that caused a fumble. But one of the positive things that you see, offense turned the ball over 3 times, and we turned it over on special teams once. But of the 3 offensive turnovers, our defense only gave up 3 points, and so that we all talk about being first responders. The defense had to be first responders in that, and to come out and only give up 3 points, that's showing you're getting better in some areas. And again, we're not making the leaps and bounds like we want to be, but some of that has to do with South Florida too.
Fans, you had 3 guys who played their first time at new positions: Cedric Lancaster and Deion Sanders at cornerback, and Bo Antunovich at defensive tackle. What was the thought process that led to those moves? And now that you and your staff have had a couple days to look at the film, what did you think of the way they performed?
Yeah, and that was one of the first things that we said Sunday in our team meeting was we wanted to commend those 3 guys because they just want to help. Their response to me is, Coach, we want to help. What can we do to help this football team? And you're taking 2 guys that have been receivers and moving them over to corner, and to be honest with you, they did a pretty good job. You're taking Bo, which has been an offensive line his entire career, and because of our depth in our defensive line, we moved him to defensive line. We went to him, we asked him, and said, we really need your help here. All 3 of those guys were very much put the team first. Coach, whatever you need us to do. I talked to Bo on Sunday after, and he just said, Coach, I enjoyed playing so much because I felt like I'm at least trying to help the team more than just standing on the sidelines. And that's kind of all 3 of those guys. So you'll see more of those guys out there playing. And again, that's what you hope they would say when you went to them. And you got to commend them for that, especially with we know we got some depth deficiencies in some areas, and those guys will be able to step in and help us out. Kiefer Roberts was another one that we're really anticipating playing on the defensive line. You'll see him in there this week some, but he got injured in practice last week, kind of limited him a little bit. But so he's another one, and that's resonated with a lot of our players. Is, Coach, whatever we need to do to help, just we're here. And so you have to really appreciate that.
Rich Phillips with SMU Radio. SMU and Tulsa have been conference an awful long time now. How important is Saturday's game from a recruiting standpoint for both schools?
Well, I mean, obviously anytime you can win against whoever is important in recruiting. Obviously they're being in the same conference and not too far from each other. I mean, we recruit after the same guys. As we do with several other schools around. And so I think, again, as you look at it, is it important? Absolutely. Anytime that, you get a win or can get a win out of it, it definitely helps you out. But, overall, and I keep going back to this, it's about SMU right now. I mean, we need to play well. We need to play well in all phases of our game: offense, defense, and special teams. And if we play well, then the byproduct will take care of itself. And but we haven't shown to play well in all three phases at one time.
The game the other night, called it his worst game of the season. Do you agree with that assessment, and how did he respond to your decision to make a change of quarterback?
Well, Matt, he was right there beside me after we made the decision. I wanted him right there, right next to me, and to help out. Number one, to show that his leadership on the sidelines, and that this team needed to see how he was going to respond to some adversity. We needed a spark. And obviously Darryl gave us a spark. I was excited to see that in Darryl. Matt did not play well, and as it goes. But again, he wasn't the only one. It wasn't just his fault. But as a quarterback, as we tell our guys all the time, you chose at a young age to play that position, and that comes with the territory. Okay, and so you need to understand that as this whole thing unfolds, how you play or how this position plays affects both sides of the ball. It affects a lot of things, and some things are fair, some things aren't. And so I think it allowed our team to have a spark. He was excited for Darryl. That was good to see. And Darryl leading us down and scoring was big. And so and as we tell all our guys, just because you didn't sign a 2-year contract to be the starting quarterback here for 2 years. I mean, you didn't. You have to perform as everybody else has to perform, and he understands that. He's a fierce competitor, and he's done a lot of really good things for us this year, and he'll continue to. He'll start for us this week, but at the end of the day, we're still 1-6. So we got to improve on that, and we got to improve on how we play at each position. And quarterback's just it's a huge part of this, and it's one of the most important positions. It is the most important position in this whole team. So,
Coach, a couple questions from the audience. Number one, can teams use helmet communication connected to the sidelines like they do in the NFL? And if not, how do you communicate with your quarterbacks during the game?
You can't. The NCAA won't allow you to have any type of microphone in your helmet, so you can't have that. And so, just the communication on the sidelines, when we get them over on the sidelines, we talk with them, and obviously the signaling that we and how we signal. That's how you get the communication all the way across.
And finally, which players on the current roster have the greatest NFL potential in your opinion?
Yeah, you put me on the spot right there. There's obviously we've got to improve in a lot of areas. When you're 1-6, it's really hard to say that right now. I mean, you got to improve in a lot of areas. There'll be some guys that'll have opportunities to make a team and possibly get drafted. Obviously, you look at what's been done, and as I share all the time, you're as good as your record, and you're as good as what you put on film. That's the cold hard truth of this business, is because, and so, Cortland Sutton early in the year was playing very well. We've got to get him back to playing to that level. I think he's got potential to play at the next level. There's several other guys, but again, to play at that next level, and we've put many at that next level, you've got to perform on a consistent basis, and that's learning, and that's how and we've got guys that have potential, but we'll see. They got to continue to grow.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Anything else? That it?
We're good.
We're good?
One more.
Sorry about that. I wanted to ask you about Tulsa. In your brief stay there, you actually, a lot of connections you made now are still with you. How important was that year you spent there?
It was huge. It was big in the growth of me as a person. Obviously, Coach Graham took a chance on me as a high school coach, coming from Lake Travis, and believed in me to come up there to be the offensive coordinator, and as did Dabo Sweeney with only being in college coaching 1 year, to take a chance with his career to hiring a guy that's only been a part of it for 1 year. So very much, and to start my career in Tulsa, and we lived in the Jinx area, and my kids went to school in Jinx for the year, and you know, and to know a lot of the administration and the training staff, the equipment staff, it was big in my career, and it forced me out of a comfort zone. I had to get comfortable being uncomfortable, so I grew a lot as a person, but you know, again, it's has been a great program. It's turned out some unbelievable coaches, not just in football but basketball as well. So it's been been a good area for me. So
Anything else?
that it.